Okay, we're live. Welcome, everybody. We are live with Susanna Mittermeier on a really interesting topic. We're really grateful for you registering and signing into us live. So, Susanna, this is a really interesting topic. I hear echo. I'm really grateful for you registering and signing into us live. So, Susanna, this is a really interesting
Wow, what's going on here? That's interesting. Maybe you want to put in your thing again.
Well, I've got my earphones.
So I'm not sure if this is hearable. Maybe you want a really interesting technical situation here. Talking about using your difference to your advantage. And we're live, which is really fun. How much fun can we have with this? So just give us a second, and we're trying to do this better. I just turned off. Maria, we can't hear you. And I'm going to change. Are you hearable now?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Super. So cool.
So we have an interesting echo.
Which is gone now.
I'm still getting it, but maybe, oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what else is possible? So
I can just keep on talking, okay?
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, because I think if you have an echo and hear yourself a gazillion times in your head, that might drive you crazy. So and if you have a question, just ask it.
I have a question.
And then we can start. So things never turn out the way you think they do. How does it get any better than that? So welcome everybody to this totally different hangout where we start with a echo and some technical interesting situations here, and you're all so very welcome, and we're really thrilled to have you. We have, I think, over 150 people worldwide who are signed up for this particular hangout and who are interested in finding out what's possible to use your difference to your advantage. And I'm just going to check quickly if we have good sound, and I'm gonna
we have better sound now.
Okay, awesome, great. So I love to talk about this one because it's actually how can you use using your difference to work for you. And as you see now with live situations, things never show up the way you think they do, and then it's just like, okay, so what's possible with this, and how can you use this to your advantage? So thank you, Maria, for your introduction. Was there anything else you wanted to ask, or before I keep on talking, because I talk a lot?
No, I think I think this is a really interesting topic. You know, are you allowing your difference to work for you? And I know in my own personal life, I get quite confronted with that, you know, being allowing my own difference. And I was just very curious from your side, from what you've heard from clients, and what really holds them back from being different and allowing their difference to work for them.
Yeah, great question. So I do have personal experience in this, and I do work with a lot of people who are very different and have not really gotten the encouragement or the tools to make this work for them. What they usually are doing is making their difference or allowing it to work against them. And so one of the things that people are usually thinking what difference means is that difference is how am I different compared to other people. And truly being different is not about comparing yourself to other people and going into any kind of judgment. I'm better, or I'm worse, or I'm way more crazy than anybody else. So it's not about comparison. Being different is something that you are, something that you be, and something that you came into this world with and as, that for many people very soon, when they come in here and have to deal with this very interesting world, is that they peu en peu, and maybe I have the French translator in my ear somehow, they are gradually trying to make that difference something that is okay, and something that other people can live with. So they're basically adapting themselves to their parents, the people that they grow up with, the people they have around. And after doing this for a while, many of us and many people are then forgetting, hey, who am I truly? What am I? And who am I? And what is that being that I came in with and as? And so that's such a pity to start to adapt to what's true and real and normal here, rather than that acknowledgement of, hey, who am I truly that I haven't ever acknowledged? And that is a very big question. It's not like, oh, who am I? I am a mother, I'm a father, I'm good at math, I'm bad at languages. That's what we usually think is who we are. We have all those labels and identifications with who we have decided we are, because all of those labels fit into this world. It's normal to have a label, and all those labels are usually things that start with I am good at, I am this, I am that, I am the person who blah 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 does this and that but can't do this and that. And this is what people have decided they are, which has nothing to do with who they are. It's just a label. But they've gotten used to creating those labels because then you're somehow normal in this world and you fit in. And this is that's one of the things that people use to, where they don't have the access anymore to the being that they are beyond all those labels. And what I've seen with clients is that most of the time people drive themselves crazy and insane with all the things that they've decided they are and all the things that they've decided they're not. And so the question is, who are you and what are you beyond all those labels? And if you wouldn't have any of those identifications, I am this, I am that, and I'm not this, I'm not that, what would you actually be capable of being and creating in this world? How much more freedom would you have if you don't have to identify yourself, if you don't have to be an I am, if you just be? And so this is one of those things about being different. It's not a comparison. It is something you be, and it's a task. It's something you could start doing, which is acknowledging that extreme difference that you are more and more and more each and every day. And then ask, okay, so even if it's a bit uncomfortable or sometimes very uncomfortable to be that different, okay, so how can I actually use this? What gift is this? What if your difference is not a curse, but actually a gift that you can use to change your world and our world? And yeah, so that's something I really can recommend acknowledging. And so everything that doesn't allow you to acknowledge this, everything doesn't allow you to acknowledge the extreme difference you are and the gift that this is, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion?
Yes, right or wrong.
Thank you. You go.
Good and bad, pot and pock, online, shorts, boys and beyonds.
I have a pot and pocker. I like it.
Suzanne, I mean, yeah, I think it's very interesting what you're saying. And what I also find in this reality is that we tend to, well, me also, I'm guilty of it, of the comparison, and comparing myself to others. Oh, I shouldn't do this because he or she is not doing this. So have you any advice in terms of when we get into the trap of falling into the trap of comparing ourselves rather than really acknowledging who we are and who what our differences is?
I do. I have a very, very complicated tool. Are you ready?
Yes, please.
So whenever you do comparison, stop. Just stop.
Just stop.
Exactly. And it's those moments when you go into comparison, like you look at other people and everything they're doing, and especially if you're going on Facebook and everybody's so amazing and so wonderful, creating all these amazing projects. It's called Facebook. Okay. It's about your face. It's about the image that you put out into the world. That's at least how many people use it, and many people forget about it. So that's like one source that people use to compare, just one of gazillion. And so comparison is just where you go, stop. I'm not gonna go down that road. Because if you do, you know how that ends up. You know that this comparison just leads to more and more feeling bad and like a loser and not being as amazing as everybody else is amazing, as they put out as their image. Just stop and just do what works for you. If you, for example, go on Facebook or things like this and you feel bad, then just don't do it. Or just go on Facebook as long as it's fun for you and you get inspired by people. The same with anything you use as a source for judgment, stop it. Just be aware of all the things you use as a source of judgment and comparison in your world. And whatever it is, then change that situation. Either stop it or change that situation so it actually works for you. Like, find a way to make this an inspiration for you, and ask, so where can I be? Like, what situations in my life or what people can I meet and be together with that are truly an inspiration for me? That acknowledge the amazingness that I be, and that just make me have more of it.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really good. I'm imagining, I have a vision of the whole stop sign in front of me now. So I think that's a really good tool to use when you go into the whole comparison. Because what I find with comparison is that you just really go into it, just takes you on a downward slope. Also, another interesting theme for me personally, maybe also for others, is that. Being the servant, or being, not willing to being afraid to step on other people's toes, or people pleasing. And that's really avoiding my own difference in the world. So what advice do you have to others who are, and to me, I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Advice thing, I feel like I'm psychology. Cool. So so both of the things you mentioned, like the comparing yourself with other people and feeling really bad about all the things you're not doing, like the topic of constant lack, constant lack of amazingness, of money, of clients, whatever it go into, that they make real and then go compare, which is just creating more of that lack, of course. And then the same thing with the people pleasing and just needing to serve other people. All those ways, both of them are a way of controlling you. So every time people go into the comparison and they're not enjoying the difference that they are, and thinking all their job is to be there for other people or to fulfill other people's needs. So if it's not by choice, because you can do that by choice, you can to people and fulfill their needs because it's fun for you, because you like doing it. But if it's not something you like doing, then the question is, are you using this to control you? Or is this something you choose to keep you under control?
Yeah, very good.
Right?
Yeah.
And because it is a choice, and sometimes it's really fun to contribute to people, and when somebody needs something from you and you ask, okay, will this be fun for me to do, and you get a yes, then why not do it? And also acknowledge the amazingness and the caring that actually is and provides for you and other people, and again for you also.
Yes.
But if it's not a choice, if it's something, that's my role, that's something that I've created as, okay, this is who I am in this world, that's a different story. And again, that this is where you can ask yourself, am I using this to control me? Is this something where I keep the order in place that this world requires me to have?
I really love that about us, about controlling ourselves. I mean, I feel I'm guilty. I perceive that I'm guilty of that on a daily basis of controlling myself, And we talked in the last Zoom about, being orgasmic and being, being different energies. So I think it really is. It's spreads into everything about. It's actually probably one of the bases is controlling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
totally. Controlling is one of the major things, and it's so much up in the air right now of how, like, the awareness of how many people are trying to keep themselves controlled so they fulfill other people's needs of order. And then people do it so automatically that they don't even are aware anymore and don't even have acknowledged how much energy they're using to fit other people's needs of often for order. So everything that is, all of you listening, everywhere you are using all your energy to fit other people's needs for order, will you please destroy and create at times ago?
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
Pop, Pop, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So this is like such a cool thing to become aware. And while you become aware of how much of your energy you use to either order people's universes or fulfill their needs of order, it might be a bit uncomfortable to notice, oh gosh, how much energy am I using?
Yeah, wow.
Make other people feel okay, to make other people feel comfortable with me. Or to order their universe, which would be this, can I make you feel okay? Like somebody comes to you and tells you about their problem, and you don't ask, are they really willing to change this? And if they're not, and you're trying to make them feel okay, you're trying to order their universe, which means that you're giving them something that they're not willing to have, which means that they're going to resist you, and then you sit there with their stuff on you that you took on for them, and they're not willing to change it either. So it's like this situation where both sides are locked. Everything that is, will you please destroy and agree?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And yesterday I had a conversation with a client, and she talked about how much she is not willing to be the greatness that she is, and because she realized how much ease she has in creating and her life and her business, and it's just expanding. And now it came to a point where she says, if I keep on expanding my life and allowing that ease to show up, people and my friends are going to be really jealous, and they're going to feel really bad because they don't have the same.
Yeah.
And so that would be an example of ordering, like creating order in someone else's world or fulfilling someone else's needs for order. And she thought that her job is to do this for other people constantly, to not upset them, to not make them feel bad, to make them, allow them to make herself so small that they can be not acknowledged. What's the other word? What's another word for acknowledged?
Seen, that they can be seen, or they can be
Yes, yeah. So it's like she was making
recognized,
herself
maybe.
recognize. Yeah, so she made herself so small that that she, like, with her smallness, would make other people's limitations okay for them.
Almost justifying,
Yeah, just just so they won't have to change, so they won't have to look at something different. It's like, oh, see, your limitations are okay, I make my small for you. And this is where she thought this is what she had to do, this is her job, and I'm sure she's not the only one. So everything that is for all of you, everywhere you all made that your job to order other people's universes, everything, and especially those who do not want to have order in their universe. Will you please destroy and uncreate it times again?
Yes, please. Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And as a psychologist, I must say, like, all those years I did therapy and whatnot as a psychologist, that was actually my job. That was handed to me as not out loud, like it wasn't said that way, but it was my job to order other people's universes. And many times it actually led to so much frustration because of just what we said. Ordering someone else's universe that doesn't want that order it's not creative, it's not expansive. So
sorry to interrupt. I see that it's widespread, because it can happen in relationships, it can happen in the workplace, between colleagues, it happens between children and parents, between husband and wives. Not only just and even in the bedroom, what's the woman's place to please a man? That was a bit, from the past. So,
but it's still present, totally.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it really, in any situation, whether it's sexually or relationship, work-wise, whether you're a coach, this is what we have all learned to do. Like, in any interaction with other people, anytime you come together with other people, there's a certain there are always certain rules, unspoken mostly.
Unspoken, yeah.
And it's that order, and then without thinking, without being aware of it, just by automatic response, because we've done it and we've learned it and we've been told that's the right thing to do, we go and adapt to that order and we play along, and we don't go, wait a second, okay, so I get that this is this situation in my workplace, in my relationship, I see what this other person requires, I see the setting, now wait a second, let me ask a question. What do I know here? What difference do I bring to this situation that would create something totally different that hasn't existed before? And it's those questions where you can actually access that difference and find out how does this play out? How can I use this difference to work for me, rather than constantly against me, where I have to play small and hide it and pretend I'm just like everybody else. So that's everything that is all of you, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes, please.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And this pot and pock thing, I'm sure like most people who signed up know that. But those of you who don't know what we're talking about when we're saying right, wrong, pot, pock, and so on, that's the access consciousness clearing sentence statement. And it's something you can find online as an explanation on theclearingstatement.com.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a question, Susanna. I'll just read it out if that's okay with you. So this is from a woman, and she said that she can see other people's plans and creations. So she's aware in terms of their plans and creations, what is going to come up in their lives even before they know it. And she doesn't get who they are yet, but she sees that coming, and that also she can also see the classes in the future. And she says, how can I get that to work for me? What will I have to allow And is this what everyone can know if they are willing?
So that amazing capacity of being aware of what's coming, that is actually something that's really amazing. And how can I use this for me? Number one, start to celebrate it. Like everywhere you have not celebrated this amazing difference, everywhere you've not enjoyed it, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes, please.
Right,
Yes.
Hot Pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Like skills like this, capacities like this, are usually not celebrated or acknowledged. Usually they're like, shh, don't tell anybody that you can do this, because they think you're crazy if you do, which is a good idea to not tell people who can't hear it. That's actually very smart. But by saying this, most people have also, the subtitle was, that's not good. It's a curse. It's not normal. You're going to have a really hard time in this world if you have that capacity. And then usually, most people don't ask questions. Oh, is that really true? Rather than that, they just think they're right, because, if it's parents who say that, of course you think they're right, for a while at least. And then you buy their points of view and think that difference, that capacity of yours, is something that's bad, rather than an amazing resource that you could use. So I would say all the things you've bought from other people, that this capacity is something bad or should be controlled, will you please destroy and create it?
Yes,
Right, Hungry, Fat, Hot Pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And then, as I said, start enjoying it, because using it for you, you said you can see other people's coming for other people.
Yeah.
So if you can see this for other people, you can also see this for you. And I would say, if you have a capacity like this, or something similar that's not normal in our world, I would say start using it for you. Like, what can you see that's coming for you? What questions can you ask about it? How can you use this information? Because it's like, that awareness is a lot of information that other people don't have. That's a great resource. How can you use this knowing about what's coming for you? Basically, it means you have more information than other people. So if you use it for you, the things you are aware of, what's coming for you, and then you will also be aware of other people that might be able to hear this, or might be happy to hear it, or have or people who actually can receive what you have to offer. But start with just for you, just for fun. Never tell anyone. Just enjoy it for you, and then be open to see who can actually receive this, or who's interested in this. And don't expect anybody to be interested in it. Just and I wouldn't, like, things like this, I wouldn't even go and tell people about their future. I would more ask questions. Hey, what do you know? What awareness do you have of your future? Because if you have that capacity, you might be able to facilitate this capacity in others, so they can discover what they're capable of.
Wow, really cool. And I guess we all have our special capacities, or we all have our own capacities, I guess, Susanna, and they come up in different ways, or appear differently to each and every one of us.
Yep. And one of the greatest capacities that we all have, that most don't choose, is to be happy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, being happy. Yeah. Exactly.
It's not weird at all, because living in a world like this, that's so extremely ordered and controlled, and where people, even if they seem happy because they're smiling, where they're actually not happy at all, and you've been aware of this your whole life, it's a muscle to build, that choice to be happy. And it's really something we all have to choose each and every day. And it is changing our world. And it is challenging at times to see people who smile and everything is perfect, and then you sense underneath that they're not happy. And then for most people, especially for kids, it's a bit of a conflict to be aware of what's coming out of people's worlds, and how they're actually what's actually going on for them, that they're actually not so happy. And then in the expression, they are happy and smiling, and then both of those don't go together, and it's this discordance, this conflictual universe that doesn't make sense for kids, and for most of us adults it doesn't. And then rather than acknowledging, oh, I'm actually aware that these people are not happy, even if they pretend to be happy, to not go into the wrongness of oneself and thinking, oh, okay, maybe I got it wrong, maybe I'm judging this person. What if you're not? What if you're way more aware than you've ever given yourself credit for?
Wow, yeah. Yeah, I think I don't think I have any more questions. I guess, yeah, you have covered a lot of topics in terms of the controlling ourselves. Really, it starts with us and choosing and questioning.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about order and chaos, and I know that's a big topic at the moment within Access. Is there anything you can say about
yes,
just before
I'd love to, because we just had 2 pragmatic psychology classes in a row, and so 2 weekends in a row, and it's been a big topic of all the areas where people have created order to control them, to fit into this world, rather than allowing the chaos that they be with their difference to show up. And how big this is. We mentioned before, in relationship, whenever people come together, they try to create order rather than, okay, what do I bring into this situation? What chaos do I bring in? And to allow that also. And so one of the clearings that most people already know, but that are starting to open up that difference and to make it work for you, which is actually chaos, is what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be totally out of control, out of form, structure, significance, concentricities, and linearity that you truly be. And everything that doesn't allow that times a godzillion, will you please destroy and uncreate it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyond. So control would be where, let's say you ask for more money or greater business, and things start, you ask and you shall receive if you actually choose to receive. But just the moment when you ask, things are starting to get in motion. Like the chaos starts to work. Every question is where you start to create chaos, because you take what is into what you would like it to be, and it starts moving. And then every time you go into, it's not fast enough. Maybe this is nothing for me. I can't see any results. Those judgments are where you put, again, the order on that creation that you just started to put in motion. And it's the lid you put on that creation, rather than just having that chaos. Chaos means where you don't look for a certain way, you don't look for a certain form and structure that things are supposed to show up as. You just ask for it, and then you allow it to come to you, and you allow it to create, without having a conclusion how it should show up, when it should show up, and where it should show up, or anything like these. Right? So when you ask for greater creations or something bigger, and it shows up, let's say you ask for a bigger business or more business, and it might show up as more emails, more calls, and you might in that moment go, oh gosh, I can't handle this, this amount of emails or calls. This is the moment where you just before ask for that change, you ask for greater possibilities in a bigger business, and then you went into order again. Okay, I need to control this, rather than, is this the change I've been asking for? And then ooze with ease into that chaos and stop controlling it. So again, what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be totally out of control, out of form, structure, significance, and linearity that you truly be? and everything doesn't allow that times a godzillion, will you please destroy and create it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, hot, pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. So allowing that difference to work for you and to be that chaos, it is so relaxing, because if you get all that control you've put on you, it's a lot of work. It's hard work. If you start to be that chaos, and joy is very chaotic. If you're really joyful, you won't care much about other people judging you.
Yes, I just
you anymore. Yeah.
With regards to chaos, what I find confusing personally is that chaos. I think the word chaos itself in this reality, I perceive is very different than what we are saying here within access language chaos.
Yeah. So what this reality chaos is it's usually confused with disorganization or disorder. You know,
Yes.
like where somebody is chaotic, they have a lot of papers on their table.
Exactly.
They haven't ordered their, I don't know, their wardrobe or something. That's not order or chaos. That's disorganization. So if somebody is organized and they have their papers organized or their clothes organized, that's organization. That creates space. That creates more space for chaos. So chaos is that liveliness, that living energy, that all the colors, all the nuances that you are in your being, where you no longer hold back for anybody else's needs for order, and where you allow your creations to blossom and bloom without having a point of view how it should look like. I'll give you an example. So creation from chaos would be, so a while ago, I asked a web page developer to create a web page for me, and I just had an idea of a new creation. It just came to me, and so I asked him to do this web page, and it didn't make sense at all, because it was just like, there was nobody asking for it. I didn't have clients related to this. I just knew, hey, can you do this web page for me? And so he did. And it was a beautiful web page, and I'm like, okay, now what? And so I was like, okay, this is beautiful. Now what? And then 2 weeks later, somebody asked me exactly for that service, exactly for that business, and there it was, the web page. So that's creation from chaos, where you just do things that don't make sense in the moment. You just know, I'm going to do this, and then usually afterwards you see, oh, I already was aware of the future, what was required. And now that I listen to myself, I already have the systems in place to create that part of the business.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's an example of creating chaos.
And you talked about as well happiness or joy being really that chaos energy, and that then leads more actually to high speed creation.
So joy and being happy is one of those luxury choices we have, where if you're really happy and joyful and orgasmic, and somebody says you are such a bad person, whatever, judges you, and if you're really happy, you go, okay, sure, yeah, I'm sure I'm that too. It doesn't do anything with you. So this is where other people's orders, points of view can't limit you. If you truly are the chaos you are, which for example is when you're joyful, then limitations, they can't limit you anymore. It's not possible.
So and as a result, then you have, I suppose, better and bigger creations.
Yep. Because you don't try to control them. It's like when you have a garden and you try to make a English garden of it, and you try to do everything perfectly and and I don't know how your
summer. Or maybe it's Dutch.
Oh, maybe it's okay. And I don't know how your summer was this year, but here it was so rainy that everything just grew like crazy.
Mm.
So this summer, if you try to have an English garden or a Dutch garden, it's probably a lot of work because you have to work against chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, that's
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
yeah. So you want to work with the garden, not against
Mm-hmm.
the chaos, but with the chaos and as the chaos. Because if you do, the garden can actually contribute to you.
Mm-hmm.
It can tell you, oh, plant your flowers here, plant your flowers there. My mom, for example, she had these beautiful yellow flowers, and she creates with the garden, and then one day there was the same flowers, that these yellow flowers beautifully just planted themselves on exactly a spot where they just look beautiful, not just
Wow.
in the middle of the grass somewhere, but just somewhere on the edge, but so they can still be seen. Oh my God, it was so amazing. And this is where, when you create from chaos, the whole world, the whole universe can actually contribute to you because you stop controlling it.
Wow, I really love that image actually of the garden because, as you said, you put so much energy into trying to control a garden, and if you didn't put in the energy to controlling it and let it grow and let it develop, I
Yep.
mean that would be, yeah, as you say, it develops from a more chaotic energy.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
I guess just to wrap up, Susanna, before we go, but you know. Bodies and chaos. I mean, bodies must then actually love chaos. I don't know why, but it's coming. That's I also just I think bodies. I perceive that bodies also love that chaotic energy.
They do. They like kids. I mean, if you have a body and you think it's too fat and you want to, what's it called, diet
Mm.
or exercise, and you know, that's where you put order in your body. Like all
Mm-hmm.
those calculating things. I have to work out twice a week to keep slim. I have to eat this. I have to, you know, all these. That's where you try to keep your body the way maybe it should be or has been before. This is where you install order rather than allowing the chaos.
Mm.
There's so much to this, and I'm like, this is such a big topic, like where it comes up in creation with your clients, in relationship, in sex, in body, in
Mm-hmm.
mental illness. You know, a lot of that is where people try to order their awareness out of their world rather than allowing the chaos. That would be the case in mental illness. There's so much going on there with how you can apply this. It's a big topic. So I'm so thrilled about this luxury of having 2.5 days pragmatic psychology classes around this topic, and gosh, are they changing a lot. I'm thrilled myself of seeing what has happened the last 2 weekends. Oh my God, wow. And you know, we had coaches there and therapists and doctors and people who were none of that and just wanted to, how can I use my difference and my craziness to create my life, like truly create my life and my business, and how can I create with my clients? How can I actually do therapy and coaching in a way that works, where it's not
Mm-hmm.
about putting order into other people's universes. So I'm really thrilled.
Wow.
I'm thrilled to all the things that are coming up.
Yeah, and we can't wait to have you here in Amsterdam in 2 weeks' time on the 20th, on the 29th of September. So I'm really looking forward to talking to you more about chaos and creations and
And this
relationships.
class will be online. So
Yeah,
the Amsterdam class, Pragmatic Psychology, is in Amsterdam, and it's actually also available online. So you can be with us live and ask your questions. And yeah, really thrilled.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we may also have some translation available in French.
Yeah. Yep. French
So
translation. English class and French translation. And the day before, we have an evening of, what's it called? Using your body in business.
Exactly, the pragmatics of using your body in business. So I'm really looking forward to talking about chaos and pragmatics with the body in business and how that will work. So
Yep.
yeah, really a really very interesting weekend. That's on that's an evening class on the 29th of September. And it's also online. It's 7:30 in the evening, Amsterdam time, but also available online, so people can watch from the luxury of their own home. So, and also interact with us. They can also send in their questions and be live with us. So that's really cool.
I am thrilled. I love this work and I'm so happy and I'm thrilled. I have to tell you, tomorrow I'm going to Prague and I've been invited to speak at a mental health conference.
Wow.
Pragmatic Psychology. Oh my God, it's so cool. How does it get into betterness? And I'm so thrilled what this actually creates in the world. And this is one of the chaotic creations, because when I was working in psychiatry and I was trying to do therapy and psychology as I was taught to do, and in me this chaos of, I knew there's something else that's possible. It was really boiling, and it was really hard work to not let it out. It was so much hard work to try to do therapy the way I had learned. And in the moment where I asked the questions, what do I know about this? What do I bring into this world? Bam, things started to change. So this is a question I'd like to give you all. What do you bring into this world that you haven't acknowledged? And everything does allow you to be, know, perceive, and receive that. Will you please destroy and create it?
Yes, please.
Talk all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay. So thank you, everybody. And thank you so much, Maria. And thanks for all the amazing creations with you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Susanna. It's an absolute pleasure working with you. And I'm really looking forward to our weekend together in 2 weekends' time. And I hope some of you are going to join us, because we would love you to be with us that weekend. So thanks again for everybody for joining us. And thanks a million, Susanna.
Thank you.
We're very, very grateful.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Ciao. Bye, everyone.